Alright, hey guys, I'm going to show you how I scan in drawings without a scanner. And this is going to work well. What I'm going to show you is when you have like a black and white pen drawing. And this is one I did a couple weeks ago before the chaos, and I was in Florida, so clearly not Chicago here. But what I do is I will take a photo about this height with my phone. So make sure you've got good lighting and even lighting all the way around. For instance, if I were to turn on my light here and kind of shine it in this corner, you'd have more light on this side, and then ever so slightly it gets darker and darker as you go this way. So the best time to take pictures of your work, or the best location, is going to be daytime and as close to windows as possible, because then you'll get natural light, which is ideal. So you'll take a photo about this height, and then you will send it to yourself, and I've already done so, and I brought it into Photoshop. So there's our picture. No, I don't want to be in this video. Okay, there's our picture, and there's a couple ways to do it. This is just how I do it. I'll make a new I'm just making a 6x6 inch file, and we're gonna bring the picture into this one. Okay, so here's the picture I took. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to this left side over here. We've got this magic wand. If the magic wand isn't there, you can hold down Alt or Option on a Mac. I don't know what it is on the PC. Probably the same. And then you can click this, and it switches back and forth between this quick select and the magic wand. Okay, but we want the magic wand. Something to look at the top here. So tolerance. Tolerance is going to be like, how much do you want to select? And the higher this number, the more you're going to select. The lower, the more picky it gets. So the lower, the less it's going to select. But in this case, right now, I'm going to leave it relatively high. I'm going to throw it at 80, just because. If I wanted to be more picky, I would lower this number down. This is kind of like a trial and error thing where you'll just have to see what works best for you. Okay, and the other important thing up here to pay attention to is contiguous. So if this is selected, then that means that this thing, the blob that you select, will have to all be touching each other. So for instance, if I were to, right now it's checked, if I were to select this, it might be hard to see, but essentially it has selected everything that is touching each other, but has not found these middle sections because they're not touching the part that I selected. So I do not want that. I want it to be not that way. So I'm going to uncheck that and then try again. And as you can see, I think my my thing is a little bit too inclusive here. But also something I'm going to do is I'm going to use first my rectangular selection tool, and I'm going to crop this as close as possible right now. Delete. Okay, so now we're getting rid of more junk, so let's try again. So quick select, back to the quick select tool, and yeah, I'm gonna lower this down slightly. I'll just try this, we'll see what happens. And I'm gonna select just the black, somewhere in the black. Okay, it looks pretty decent to me, and you can zoom in and see like exactly the outlines and if it's where you want it to be. And I'm actually gonna do it a little bit lower. Let's do 40 because I like this one more. So we've got that, and I like to do the select inverse. So I've selected the black, and I want to keep my black lines, and what I want to do is get rid of the white, or the extra stuff. So I'm going to inverse, and then I'm going to delete the white. So deselect, and now what you have is this just your line work. So you can either work in this file. I'm going to bring it into my new canvas that I made, and okay, so here we have this guy. Okay, one thing you can also do is, it's selected right now, I like to go to edit or image adjustments, and then brightness and contrast, and then we get this window that pops up, and I am going to turn this brightness all the way down because it is black and white. So basically I'm getting rid of any sort of variation in the black tones, and I turn that contrast up, and I say cool, and now we have this this crisp, like, black and white line drawing here. And now what you can do is, on some of the sketches, what I've done before is I'm going to go and make a new layer behind this black and white pen drawing, and I'm going to use my paintbrush. I don't know, I don't have a plan right now. Opacity, and I'm just picking a color for fun, but basically what you can do is then color behind it. So that's how I've been coloring in some of my drawings that you may have seen either in the lecture or on my Instagram. It is this is how it's done, and I'm sure there's probably other ways to do it. This is just how I do it, and I hope that was somewhat helpful and showed you guys how you can scan stuff even if you don't have the resources, especially right now in these times. So let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.